Conceição is another Gatti, a mini Gatti. Petit chat. Sorry. Let's be clear. You know what made the difference yesterday? We played for once with 11 men, and that makes the world of difference. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. The day after Juventus 2, PSV 1, we won that first leg. It's not enough because there is the return game, and in the middle, Derby d'Italia against Inter. We have a lot of things to speak about. The heart of Federico Gatti, the best performance so far from Douglas Luiz, the performance of Yildiz. Was it right or not to take him out at the 45th minute? The performance of Lloyd Kelly. We need to speak about someone that made all of us happy with his winning goal, but he was not satisfied about himself. Samuel Bangola. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe to the channel because we have a lot of things to speak about. About a game that honestly I had a lot of hopes to already qualify immediately with a 3-4-5-0. Why not against PSV? I wanted that, seriously, but on the other side, I was scared. I was fearing when I was watching and reading the predicted lineups the day before, the day of the game, and also when these lineups were confirmed, because I had a lot of doubts. Well, on the right back, with a team that is maybe attacking, will he suffer or not? Douglas Luiz together with Locatelli, like we saw in Bruges, that didn't convince me at all. McKennie again as a number 10, a number 10 position that a lot of time that when we are playing with a 10 is totally disappearing. I was not 100% convinced about that lineup, honestly. Not seeing Thuram was, according to me, a huge big disaster. Gazzetta dello Sport is going towards the people that are analyzing the game as yesterday, like not a beautiful game, a really tough game, a difficult game that Juventus is winning at the last minute because something happened, but not really deserving, because they are writing Bangola goal is actually crashing PSV. Juventus, you will need more in the Netherlands next week. Yes, signora, but it was tough. I think it's a bit excessive from Gazzetta dello Sport, though. Did we qualify with a 2-1? Absolutely not. It's not enough, and it will be tough in the Philips Stadium. Were we perfect yesterday? Absolutely not. Far from perfect yesterday, especially in big parts of the game. But I believe that yesterday we sent a big message, a huge big message. Look, honestly, we have a team that for the very first time this season, it's strange to say when you're a Juventino, but won 3 games in a row for the very first time, and that's already something. Not only winning 3 games in a row, but for the 3rd consecutive time, we were able to give an answer, to reply back to Empoli, that goal of De Sciglio, to the 1-1 of Como, winning the game, to yesterday, the 1-1 of PSV and winning the game. So it's 3 games out of 3 in the month of February, where it counts 7 games, that we win in moment of difficulty. I can guarantee you that in December, probably in January, especially in November, we would not have won these games. We would have finished with a draw against Empoli, against Como, and against yesterday PSV. We were able to change it. Now, decisive changes. Again, another message after Empoli, Vlahovic and Conceição. Yesterday again, Bangola, Conceição from the bench are scoring goals, especially in the last 15 minutes, something that not always happened at Juve. And also the coach did what he promised to do in press conference. I was happy. I was really, really, really happy. Look, I said it from a Juve that with 16 new players, with the new coach, with the new management, we can say, was in that baby phase. I think that we are going towards childhood. We are not at the adolescence. We are not yet at the adulthood. We still need a lot of steps, but I think that this Juventus is growing in a lot of things that are the basics, the fundamentals of a winning Juve at long term. How did we do it? The performance, yes, but also with the heart. And that's always an answer that I want to have. Yesterday, what a fantastic Federico Gatti. Today on Tuttosport, they go with Col cuore di Gatti, with the heart of Gatti. Yesterday, Gatti was version Cannavaro 2006 in that World Cup. Cannavaro! Ancora Cannavaro! Do you remember that? When he takes that ball, he's going alone, he's dribbling everyone. And then also the way that he's intelligent in coming out of nowhere to take that ball back and to put it to Weston McKennie, to the back instead of towards the goal. Because he knew what he was about to do. Yesterday, that saving us from a possible 2-1 from PSV with an acrobatic save there. Also starting that second goal, because it's true that then we see Bangola, Douglas Luiz, Conceição, and coming back to Bangola for the 2-1. But who starts that? It's a beautiful interception of Gatti. Gatti yesterday was incredible. And honestly, I have criticized a lot Federico, but if there is one thing that I cannot criticize, is the will that he's putting in. The penalty that we are receiving against Como is thanks to him, he believed in it until the end. A lot of time I asked this season, where is that fino alla fine spirit? Gatti understood that he needs to take it. And also, if you're looking at that first page of Tuttosport, what do we see? Gatti again with the armband of captain. We know it has been clear now. The hierarchies, Locatelli first captain. Vice captain at the moment is Weston McKennie. Yesterday, when both of them went out of the field simultaneously, it's again Gatti that is receiving, and that's also beautiful. A lot of people were already starting to speak, but is there something between Thiago Motta and Gatti? Why did he take off that armband? Will he continue to play when everyone will be healthy? Yesterday, receiving that armband, I think it was a really important message from Thiago that could have given it to Di Gregorio, that has been already vice captain, to Koopmeiners, that already has been captain this season, could have given it to everyone. Giving it to Gatti was, according to me, a really beautiful answer. Can we speak about Veiga? Can we speak about Renato Veiga? He's entering here. What a performance from the 21 years old from Chelsea. Yesterday, not only at the end of the game, but already at the 7th minute, I believe, on a corner kick, he's going bam to everyone, to the supporters, saying, we need you guys. I am a Juventino. Show me your Juventinità. We need you, not at the end of the, now immediately for 90 minutes, because you are our 12th man, with the supporters that were answering. Yesterday, Veiga in the beginning of the game, and then at the end of the game when he's saving a normal ball. A normal ball that he's putting in corner kick. He's celebrating like he won the World Cup. I love that. I needed that. I really needed the Federico Gatti like that. I needed the passion of Renato Veiga. Was he perfect? No. He still can grow. He made a few mistakes. But him carrying the ball, taking, dividing also with Gatti, because they were more or less with the same touches yesterday. Not only one defender, both of them involved, building. One is carrying the ball, the other one is pressing. Then we see the reverse. Veiga that is going with these vertical passes in the center of the field, something that we missed. And then he goes in that celebration that is already iconic. Now I have a bad news, because I talked with Mirko Di Natale earlier today, asking him, what is the price of Veiga? Because I don't want to send him back to London. He told me, unfortunately, at the moment there is no price, because when Juve talked with Chelsea, there was no opening from Chelsea for a possible price, because they want the player back. Everything can change. Let's see. If there was one guy that was totally surprised about Renato Veiga's yesterday's celebration, it was probably this guy here, Di Gregorio. Like, what is happening? What is this guy doing? That's what we want. Like also Douglas Luiz, that not a lot of people saw, celebrating that goal of Weston McKennie yesterday. Like, yes, yes. And then also on that second goal, giving a bit of slaps to the head of Conceição. Why? I don't know. But I loved it. I take it. What a performance of Douglas Luiz yesterday. I told you I was extremely scared of Dougie being slow into the game. Dougie being pressed and being scared. Dougie maybe committing a penalty. Dougie not being efficient. Yesterday he showed us that he was believing in himself, that he was the master of the game yesterday. For him, 61 touches, 94% pass accuracy. I will not go too much into the statistic. You saw the game of Douglas. That was really something that we were waiting. Not yet at the level that we were hoping for the player that comes from Aston Villa, because he's missing that assist, he's missing that goal that we are still asking for and that we want. We are demanding that from Douglas Luiz. But yesterday, the best performance of Douglas for 90 minutes in the game. Good performance. Also, yesterday it was extremely clear what was requested by Douglas Luiz, what was requested by Locatelli. Yesterday, two players that were showing me, Beppe, okay, we understood what we need to do. There is no confusion, something that I was extremely scared about. Bravo. Especially if we are listening to Douglas Luiz, that is telling us something important at the microphones after the game. About my difficulties so far, he said, look, the adaptation has been difficult. It has been also conditioned by a lot of aspects, some misunderstanding. What? He didn't reveal it, but yes, there were some misunderstanding. Looks like it's gone. Especially when we listen to the words of Thiago Motta after the game, where he said, you still didn't see anything from that guy. Wait for it. Finally. Because if we are taking out also from the flops, Douglas Luiz, well, there is only one player that we need to recuperate. That we need to come. We need a real Cope Manners. Yesterday, Cope Manners, I didn't want to go immediately with the bad things. There are some bad things, but Cope Manners, correct decision to not let him play, and then he enters at the 64th, 68th minute, where Cope Manners, I don't know how he enters. Even McKennie told him, Cope, I don't know if you watch the images at the sub moment. McKennie's asked, Cope, please, Cope, do well. He didn't do well. He was about to commit a huge mistake. He actually made a huge mistake there. It looks like he's totally lost mentally. Am I giving up on turn? At the moment, I want to park him. I'm not someone that is quitting my player in this moment of the season. Will it work? I don't know. I hope so. Because he's a good guy. And because he's a talented guy. Good guy and talented guy. We just need to unlock him here mentally. But, mamma mia, Douglas Luiz, beautiful performance. Another one is Bangula. And I will come back to the game in a second. But Bangol is the title of Corriere dello Sport. With him celebrating crazy. The same picture used by Gazzetta dello Sport with Scream Juve. A beautiful Scream Juve for that 2-1. On the other side, you know what impressed me the most was absolutely not his performance. That was a total disaster. Two beautiful things. That shot that is coming from a cross after a run from Weah. Can we speak about Weah? The 5 first minute, he totally said, Beppe, you don't understand anything about football. You didn't want me to start. Look at the run that I'm making, the runs that I'm making in these first 5 minutes, which make me think Thiago prepared it already against Empoli, already against Como. The move Weah on the right side against PSV. Beautiful performance. At a certain moment, he's burning. Bam, bam, bam. He's going with that cross and a beautiful shot from Bangula. That probably would have put Juventus on a 2-0 at that moment. It didn't happen, unfortunately, and then that goal. For the rest, disaster controls, disaster position, disaster passes. It was really bad from Bangula. But what I appreciated was him going to the microphones and saying, look, there are absolutely no excuses for the performance that I put on today. No excuse. I didn't like how I entered today. It's difficult to smile. Look, Sam, with these words, you totally deserve to smile. Not only because of the goal, not only because you were at the right spot at the right moment, but because these words are really showing a sign of maturity. Don't forget that yesterday you did something exceptional. You are the youngest ever Juve player to score in a knockout stage. In your season, already 4 goals and 4 assists in less than 1,000 minutes. Samu, take a bow, my friend, take a bow. What was important, and now if we don't speak that much about individuals, but more about the game, look, yesterday he said that, Thiago, it was important to bring more players into the box, more players close to the box, and that's what we saw yesterday. Remember, I told you in the pre-game and also the day before, Thiago Motta told us, I want to enter the game with determination, concentration, intensity, offensively, defensively, and with quality. That quality in the beginning of the game was not that present, but all the other things were totally right. Look at the momentum of the game. Yesterday, we start immediately how we should start every single game when you are called Juve and when you are playing in your home, in front of your stadium. You start with some pressing, with some beautiful triangles. Yesterday, so many triangles. I went totally crazy. Bam, bam, bam. Change of position. That midfield. One time it was McKennie. One time it was Locatelli. One time it was Douglas Luiz. They were interchanging position, but they knew what they needed to do. I saw these triangles not only in the midfield, but also in other parts of the field, going and looking for Nico Gonzalez, going and looking for the big work, the dark work of Colomwani that didn't score for the first time yesterday, but bam, bam. The first minute were really, really beautiful. We don't score. You have a moment of domination of PSG that says we want to do something because we know that if we attack you like what happened against Stuttgart, you can be in difficulty. We don't want to commit the mistakes that we did in the first game where we lost 3-0 until the 93rd, scoring that 3-1. We want to try. What I appreciated from Juve that probably a few weeks ago would not have been able to was that we put our head out of the water and we go. We find that goal, fantastic goal from McKennie. Il nuovo pupillo, the new favorite of Thiago Motta. There is McKennie and the other ones. You remember when we were saying Koopman starts and then 10 other players? Now it's McKennie. And McKennie is able to do it everywhere. And he's doing it well. Probably yesterday, the best performance from a number 10 at Juve. Better than when Yildiz played there, better than Koopmeiners when he played there, better than Nico Gonzalez when he played there. Yes, they give a sense to that position, to that idea of football of Thiago that went for a 4-2-3-1, a clear 4-2-3-1. But when we were playing, when we were building, we played with three-man defense. Pay attention to that. We are pushing on the other side. That goal is beautiful. And after that goal, we continue to push. We don't concede at the end of the first half. Beautiful. We continue the second half again with Juve. And unfortunately, in probably the best moment of Juve, when we were dangerous, where we could have gone with that 2-0, that's where you have that goal. That goal, that is a total disaster. Let's be honest. It's a total disaster how we take it, handball or no handball. There is an angle where it's 100% handball. There is an angle where it's not a handball at all. So I didn't take my decision yet, and I will probably not take that decision. Of course, I will cry about it if we are eliminated. I will totally forget that episode if we go through. That's the future that will tell us. We will know on Wednesday the 19th. We concede that goal. Kelly's at fault. Of course, Lloyd Kelly's at fault. Because the first thing is that ball comes in the air. He's watching the ball too much. If I watch there for like 1 hour, I'm not sure what is happening there. I'm not able to read the comments. I don't know what I'm speaking about anymore. So you need also to pay attention to the player, especially if it's a player like Perisic. We know him from his time at Inter. We know him. That ball comes from the moment that I see that the control is a masterclass from Ivan Perisic. It's over. The player is totally lost. It's over. That control is boom. He's giving us a prime Bonucci. Eh? He's giving. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And then that ball goes towards the goal. Could De Gregorio do something probably a bit better? Yes. Now, I don't want to go towards a horror performance of 90 minutes of Kelly, because that's not true. Probably he was one of the worst ones in the game. Guys, he's just here since 1 week. He still not have the same impact as Colomoni, as Renato Veiga. We know that it's not a 5-star player. We know it. Probably he was also better used to a center-back position because Renato Veiga is doing well. He's playing as a left-back position. But I don't want to go towards 90 minutes of horror. I hope that he can grow, that he can prove himself there on the left-back, waiting also for Cambiaso. ¿Dónde está Cambiaso? Where is Cambiaso? Dov'è Cambiaso? Non lo so. I don't know. Non lo sé. It's a problem, eh? But except of that horror mistake that is giving him a really bad rating, Kelly tried to overlap runs with Yildiz in the first half, tried also to give a bit of a pressure there. Not a beautiful performance. Yesterday probably I went with a 6.21 rating. I would lower it to a 5.75. That mistake is huge. But the rest of the game. And then Juventus and PSV, nothing is happening. Not a beautiful second half. Let's be honest, it was not a beautiful one. Until Juventus, with their changes that were not working. Koopmeiners was not working. Thuram was not working. Conceição was not playing well. Bangula was not playing well. I speak about these 4 players because Dusan entered really late into the game. They were not bringing something technically qualitative. We lost a lot, huh? We lost a lot. Because of Motta? No. On that one, I don't want to blame him. It's really that these players that entered were not able to give what we were asking for until that magic. I told you, Gatti recuperating. Gatti to Bangula, Douglas Luiz. Open, Conceição that is dribbling and then crossing. Conceição is another Gatti, a mini Gatti. Petit chat. Sorry. Conceição is a mini Gatti. For what reason? Because he never gives up. He always believes. He's always trying something. What a fantastic player. Bravo Conceição and bravo Bangula yesterday for that 2-1. And then we keep that victory, which is beautiful. I told you 4-2-3-1, a clear one. Juventus that didn't have that possession. Guys, did you see what I told you? Looks like Juventus. When they don't have the possession, they are playing better. Viva. Give the possession to the other ones. Without going to the extreme of Massimiliano Allegri. Heat maps, Weston McKennie, Manuel Locatelli, Douglas Luiz, we already spoke about, so I will not even show you. Everyone had a clear role, but what was really impressive, thanks to these 3 men, was the fact that yesterday we played in the center of the field. Yesterday we played in the center of the field, much more than on the left, much more than on the right. That's a newness this season. Will we continue to push with that idea, or was it only because it's Europe, because it's PSV? Huge big question mark there. Guys, Colomoni jointly said, we want to sit with Paris Saint-Germain. We have a fantastic relationship with them. We want to sit together with them to find a solution. He didn't speak about Renato Veiga. I already told you the words of Mirko Di Natale. Hopefully something is changing there. I hope you enjoyed that video. I enjoyed it. Put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.